Time for the sponsor's opening commercial message.
The federal health insurance marketplace is now open, so if you're under 65, you're free to shop for the health plan that's right for you. UPMC Health Plan has some of the lowest price plans on the marketplace. Plus, you may be eligible for financial assistance to help you pay for your insurance. For affordable coverage that includes access to UPMC and digital tools to help you manage your health, visit upmchealthplan.com/marketplace. Enroll today.
All right, you're asking for it, so here it is.
Epicast.
Listen to this.
I want you fucking laughing at we part of this pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, singing, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, and all that.
All right, welcome to the 236th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, this is our Jerome Bettis episode because Pittsburgh based, and he's got that whack-ass commercial for that insurance company where they're playing flag football where he's stiff-arming motherfuckers, which is technically illegal in flag football, and he somehow figured out a way to have his flag be not detachable, so he hacked the system, which goes into our guest with that label and name and whatever.
Yeah.
I hate to choose Pittsburgh.
Plus, the sinkhole tried to take him down, but he came out victorious anyway. Actually made a better name afterwards and whatnot. And shit, now it's on donuts. Fucking Pittsburgh, the bus at the sinkhole. Yeah, the world know about the bus in the sinkhole, man. Like,
is that just a sinkhole as large as that was? That was like a volcano hole. Like, that shit was like a whole block long, yo. That was
poor infrastructure.
Yo, that shit's nutty.
I mean,
and then how come nobody's giving any love to the car that's tipped over that was in that book?
That's what, like, nobody interviewed
Nobody asked
the dude.
the
Nobody was
dude.
like, I ain't know who he was or
No
who she
rescue
was
team.
or no, I mean, like, what's your story? Like, I want to know that story. Like, I'm just on my way to work, and then next thing you know it, I'm in a fucking sinkhole. Like,
did you have to call off?
You see what I'm saying? Did your
Did
boss
you go
believe
in?
you?
Yo, that person went to work that day.
Right.
It's like nothing happened. That person just caught a jitney to work.
Imagine working at Amazon and the motherfuckers are like, and you got to call into your boss and be like, "Hey, yo, so a sinkhole happened." Like, yeah, he's not believing you.
What do you
he's
mean?
He's about to fire you or whatever. Like, cause them motherfucking Amazon, man, they got $15 an hour and some healthcare or whatever. Like, you gotta be on.
I'm gonna keep it real. If you call me and say sinkhole happened, I'm gonna let you off that day. I'm gonna even pay you that day.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna investigate if you lying or not. Just that's creative as fuck.
But that's why you ain't middle management.
But that's creative.
Management ain't cool. When you like in order
I
to be
am middle management. I'm definitely middle management.
You
But
can't beat it for long.
But look, because most people who call off, they call with the my stomach is hurt. Like I'm a grown ass man. When have I had a stomach ache so debilitating that I can't go make money? Like, fuck is me calling off of dumb shit? But then I figured out the pink eye excuse with the kids. Woo,
but then you gotta be with the kids
because the pink eye don't last. It don't have to last more than 24 hours.
And it's okay because
I ain't gotta sound no type of way.
You could admit that you got farted in your eye, and
it makes
sense
kids,
because
bro.
you got kids.
I got kids.
Like you can't be a single man and be like, yo, somehow
I'm not
feces in my eyes.
That's
you see what
why
I'm saying? They're
with
gonna
the
ask
kids.
about your lifestyle.
That's why I
but
said
if you
with
got
the
kids, it's like okay,
with the kids, you always got the pink eye excuse. and here's the thing about the pink eye excuse. I'm not calling off for me. I want to come in. I'm calling off for y'all. So y'all, I had a bitch come in with the pink eye. I was mad as fucking her. Like, why you here with the pink eye touching shit?
I don't. I don't want you to develop fecal cornea. You see what I'm saying?
Fecal cornea.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what pink eye is.
This has been longer than
starts
normal because
off
I'm
brown.
half of your hosting tandem, Ed
Then it
Bailey. I'm
goes
joined as
down.
always with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play,
Googleable,
and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 236 episodes we've been asking y'all, man, and we will continue to ask you. Please hop on Facebook, hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well, man. So please, hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You see us out in public. You tell us that you love us. Now we ask that at the click of a button, please tell the internet, tell the world, tell everybody, tell your family, tell your friends, tell anyone you know, tell people who love beer, tell people who love comedy, tell people who love motherfuckers making their day more fun. Tell everybody who works a 9 to 5 that can do so with headphones. Tell everybody to listen to the Drinking Partners because we got families to feed, okay? And that's why.
Put that shit on speakerphone.
Some of the shit is not safe for work.
You gotta be like break.
FW, yeah.
Put us on the break speakerphone.
Put us on your cell phone, but on real low.
Go to the bathroom and shit. Like get the stalls together, and then be like, "Hey, let's listen to this together." On like, listen, man. If you are not shitting or masturbating on company time, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? So
okay, so I'm with you half of that. Okay. What are you doing masturbating on company time?
Getting paid to come. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how the fuck is this not a thing. It's
what type of job is this acceptable for? I work
any job that has
office.
A bathroom and allows you to disappear for 15 minutes to use that bathroom.
I am not going to masturbate in an office
you
in my suit.
You are getting
suit?
robbed, bruh. Listen, you are
in
getting
my
in
suit?
your suit. Yeah, you getting robbed.
So wait, you
getting robbed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You out here coming for free on your own time? Get
Brother,
the fuck out of
fam,
here.
I'm not about to be in the workplace with my pants down to my ankles.
Well, how do you shit? How do you shit?
I don't.
You don't shit at work?
Public places.
Ooh.
So that's just a thing.
236 episodes, and I just realized you don't shit at work. You don't shit at work, bruh. You ain't getting paid to shit. All your shits are like free. Like you pay the shit. If you're not getting paid to shit, you're paying the shit. Because wherever you're shitting, there's electric bills, there's water bills. You paying the shit.
I'm comfortable with paying the bill for that.
Oh.
I have small children. That bathroom excursion. First of all, even when I piss, it's a shit length of piss. I'm sitting down when I pee, and I'm chilling.
I keep forgetting you a sitting down
I
pee
sit,
type
pee,
motherfucker.
and
Nothing
chill
wrong with anybody that
till
does
my
that,
leg
but
die. I be laying, my shit go to sleep. I done watched all the YouTube videos. I done watched some CNN shit. I done checked stocks. I done checked my bank accounts. I'm looking at Credit Karma. I done text people back. I done checked up on my sister. I do all this, and I done stopped peeing 17 minutes
that's
ago.
why they call it a throne, because that's
Facts.
where you learn how to run your kingdom.
You
see
can't
what
do
I'm
that at
saying?
work.
Like,
my pants ain't at my ankles at work.
You can do that at
and
work.
You would masturbate in
listen,
the
man.
work
Listen,
bathroom?
man. I don't know. I can't even calculate how much money I've made from shitting and piss. Like, listen, bro. Listen, if you are out here making anything less than $1 billion an hour, like, listen, this is a come up, man. Stop paying for these.
It's a come up. Well, look, we haven't done this in a while. Let me read a review. Let's get us back on track. I learned that they used to work.
Did we shout out the car guy DJ?
I shout out the car. Well, no, so I'm sorry. 236 episodes. We said it 235 times. We'll say it again. As always, in lieu of rates and reviews, we accept shots of Henny, all right? So shout out to Car Guy DJ, a.k.a. James Logbo, and the Conways for starting the trend. Shout out to everybody who kept the trend going. Shout out to everyone who's brought us Hennessy, liquor, or anything. And shout out to people.
Random booze. If you know how to mail that shit, shout out to that. Shout out to Trogs.
Shout out to Trogs who sent us some booze, which means they're listening. And they're showing mad love. They sent us this Mad Elf. They sent us the bottle now, so we bottled them.
11% Mad Elf, man. I don't know if you know anything about beer in Pennsylvania, but if you do, you already know what Mad Elf is. If you don't, well, here's your introduction.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the holiday at Trogs, and I mean, it's a. When they call this ale brew with honey and cherries, and like, it's wild because it's an 11%, but it does not drink like 11%. And here's what shout out to Trogs. Here's what I'll say about Trogs. Mad Elf 4 or 5 years ago when I first started drinking it was way thicker, way more spicy, way more like, and it was nice. You can have one of them, and it was one and done or whatever. These days, man, you hiding them ABVs, man. Yeah, I mean, like, it's
reinvention, perfection of craft. Like that's one of the advantages of drinking craft beer. They will reinvent, they will work on, tinker with. There's not a formula that they just go with because it makes a lot of money. It's like, let's make this shit better.
They'll listen to the motherfuckers drinking it and go, oh, you don't like that? All right, well, how about this next batch? Yeah, I mean, like, So look, shout out to them.
We got to do, because we got away from this. I got to read a review. We've been getting reviews. And just
We've been getting reviews?
We've been getting reviews, and we just haven't been reading them. So This review titled Cure for the Workday Blues by Big Raw 412.
What?
I recently became a fan of the podcast around episode 215 and had to go back to hear them all from episode 1. Love the variety of guests and subject matter. Feeling like I get smarter and funnier after each show. Yo, thanks for helping get me through the workday. First of all, thank you, Big Raw 412. Second of all, how the fuck do you get funnier after our show? Are you stealing our material, Big Rock?
The water cooler? Is he the water cooler dad and day?
He's in our one-liners at the job, just the funniest motherfucker at work. With all our jokes.
I didn't even realize that. Hey, you want to get funnier? Listen to this motherfucking podcast. That's cool. You can steal it as long as you don't get on stage and make $1 million off of these. Go ahead and tell all your friends our jokes. I mean, you can have that one.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. We appreciate getting you through the workday, man. Like it's really, that's what we do it for, man. We do to educate, give people access, and then if we could just entertain a motherfucker while they at work, that's icing on the cake.
Man, if I can, if I can make that workplace environment a little bit more dope between your master breaks, we appreciate that.
Your master breaks. First of all, don't try to coin that term as if we're in support of this.
Listen,
Drinking partners do not support masturbating at work on the time clock.
That's a Dave
You gotta
Bracey
take
only
PTO to
endorsement.
masturbate. Yo, if I catch
That's what I'm saying. That is paid. That is paid time getting off. That's PTGO. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
This is episode 202, so we want to apologize for the subject matter. And we do not have any events to promote because we're taking December off. So leave us the fuck alone. But if you see us, bring us Hennessy.
Yes. Just keep it on the. Here's what you do. You grab a couple of those little dot bottles, and just in case you run into a motherfucker, it'll be in the glove compartment for us. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry, we've increased our workload here in the next coming weeks so that you'll still get an episode every week. So you'll still hear from us every week on the podcast. We just won't have any shows in December. So we're going to get right into our guests because I'm excited. Very much supporters, very much family here at Work Hard. And we got beer enthusiasts, but, we got people with a purpose on our podcast. We have the board of directors of Hack Pittsburgh, Becky Zato and Adam Longwill.
You got it.
Yep. All right, because I keep wanting to say Longwell because I feel like I see that name. I'm like, let me Longwell. Say what up to the people.
Hey.
How you doing?
Okay.
All right.
Longwell greeting.
Well,
Relaxed.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the motherfucking coasters.
Oh, yeah.
Coast.
Yeah.
I don't
Coast
think
in the
y'all
back.
It's one of those
Coast
things.
in the front.
So for the listeners or whatever, it might have been like a week or two before the fest. It was like, hey, we got this fucking tree and we gonna cut it up. What y'all want? Like, y'all want some.
Full disclosure, she might have reached out like 4 weeks before the fest.
It might have.
I saw it and I was like, shit. Yeah. And I sent it today like, yo, I ain't saying when this happened, but this happened. You might want to reach out.
And it was like, oh shit, like we got this tree, we gonna cut it up into some shit. Want to know do motherfuckers that come and drink beer like coasters? We like, hell yeah, and we gonna burn this shit and this and the other. And I was like, yo, it was wild as hell. And it was one of those things that like when people went home, like throughout the whole thing or whatever, it was one of those like details, one of those things that like people went home and they felt like appreciated because and it was such a unique type of a thing. Like you don't really see that anywhere, like at events or anywhere. I mean, something like a burnt coaster. Made out of this tree. It's wild as shit.
It's always in the house. It's always something to remind, like, yo, you gotta come back.
Yeah, and quality too. Like coasters usually on the with a particle board, whatever. I don't know what the fuck they make, like cardboard, whatever. You get wet a couple of times, you got to go. But like that coaster, that's gonna be there for a couple generations.
That coaster is coasting.
Yeah,
I remember
that could go from coast to coast.
I remember messaging you guys about like, what kind of wood would you prefer? And you're like, I don't fucking care.
I don't know about wood.
Backwoods an option?
It was so funny. But what was great, that big, huge, which is still on, I tagged you guys on that from Hack Pittsburgh, that huge piece of tree. Not only one of our members could fit it in their truck. So I had to call him in and get it picked up.
Well,
It was a lot of fun.
That's why he's a member, because he's got the truck.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a friend who's only cool because he got the truck. You got to do with the F-1, the F-250. Hey, truck guy.
Yeah.
His name's Earl. Like, hey, Earl, look, I haven't invited you to shit lately. So what I'm going to do is 3 weeks before I move, I'm going to invite you to a place. And then a week after that, I'm going to call you and say, yo, are you available on the 31st? Because I got to be out.
And that's like, and that goes to like how, like, you know, it's a community that makes things happen. Nobody does anything by themselves. So you need all these people, all these pieces to go together. And again, you know, with Fresh Festival was the thing. It was like all of the people were like, that's super cool that you guys did these coasters. I was like, bro, I don't know shit about wood or like, I mean, like anything. You gotta you gotta do holla at Hack about that. You know what I mean?
Holla at Hack.
Holla at
Y'all
Hack.
can have that. We won't even ask for payment. But let the folks know about Hack Pittsburgh. You know, what do you do? What's going on with Hack Pittsburgh?
We are Pittsburgh's oldest makerspace. We just had our 10-year anniversary in March. We are
Oldest
happy
wait,
anniversary.
Makerspace.
Makerspace. What's a
Yes.
makerspace?
So a makerspace is the old term is hackerspace, right? But we got more mainstream, and so we call it a makerspace.
Y'all millennial. Y'all millennial.
Hackerspace. Like,
Yeah,
Y'all
exactly.
millennial. Y'all millennial.
So
is that
originally,
like Napster?
no,
What's hackerspace?
It's
Y'all, you listen. Let me just be very clear. You're talking to motherfuckers that don't know anything English
right.
you're talking about,
All
and we're
right.
drunk. So, like, don't
Although-
be throwing out
this is
terms.
episode 2 or
Yeah,
3.
it's 2 or 2.
Wait.
Yeah. So what's a hackerspace?
I have to interject because you know who took it from hackerspace to makerspace. You could thank Obama for that. He literally
That's true.
coined the term. He made
swagged it out.
He created Nation of Makers. Obama did.
Yeah.
So then again,
Nation of
what the
Makers?
fuck is a hackerspace?
So hackerspace slash makerspace
Nation
is
of Makers.
a place. I got to be general because there's all sorts of different kinds, right, all over the country. It's a place where you can go and use tools in a shared environment. So everyone pools their resources together. Everybody donates a hacksaw, a laser cutter,
3D printer.
a 3D printer. And you can come together and you got an idea of like some project that you want to do that requires a lot of different tools, and you can access them. So you don't have to buy them all
So
and have
you
them in your
don't
basement.
have to buy tools.
Yeah,
That's what
it's-
a hacker.
Yeah.
It's a community where people
you
come together
hack
and
into
make
the
things
tool.
to build things. Yeah.
it's like a resource potluck.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, like
You take
everybody
the
like
tools
Or
out
a
of your space.
library.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
mean, like where you come, you like everybody brings a little something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what you're good at, you bring a little bit
Exactly.
of that. And then, between all of our shared skills, I get a nice plate.
But can you
You see
rent
what I'm
the
saying?
tools like for external work, or do you have to do all the work?
So, like I said, I can't speak for every makerspace, but ours, we just keep all the tools in the space. So,
Because ain't nobody bringing tools.
if you came to our space, I don't know if you saw the video of what the tool that I used to make those coasters. That thing is a ton. It weighs a literal
Yeah.
ton.
A literal ton.
A ton.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll blind you if you look at it, too.
Yeah, it will. We also got this 20-foot CNC machine.
Oh, my God,
So
it's
I mean,
amazing.
you even if you wanted to steal something, it would take more than just that one asshole with the truck.
you gotta hire Most Def. Yeah, I mean, like,
What was that?
The Italian
like
job?
in barbershop
Yeah.
when they stole the ATM. You got
yeah.
you got to get the guy with the truck.
Yeah.
You got to get somebody who doesn't care.
Ocean's
about being
11's type
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I mean, you know
But
what I
it's
mean?
not just a place where there are
Get you a Don
tools.
Cheadle.
I mean, that's not the only thing. I mean, yeah, you can get a bunch of tools, but what good is it if you don't have the people who can teach you how to use them? And so we have this amazing community of 100 plus members who have the most incredibly diverse backgrounds, and we have this system where you just ask people, teach me this thing, and there's not a lot of scheduling. It's a lot of ad hoc. Teach me how to do the 3D printer. Teach me how to do this. Teach me how to do large format printing.
Yep.
Teach me how to do, woodworking safely. And we have the people who can teach you that. And so it's not just tools. The tools are secondary to the
Yeah.
community itself.
Well, and it is secondary, but I think that's huge. What you just said is that one, you're providing free education, and two, you're providing the tools, because it doesn't matter how good of a mechanic you are. If you ain't got the fucking tools for the job, it doesn't matter. My mechanic, like, I got this fucking German, And every time I take it to him, he's like,
You say it like that?
because Germans,
fucking German.
because Germans, they over-engineer their shit.
They
and
do.
it's like, so anytime, like it could be the most
Got this
simplest
fucking
job,
Yeah.
but unless you have the proper tool for it, like the brakes on that shit, you have to have like a computer that locks into like the computer that allows the back brakes to open up. You have to talk to it. You can't just crank them shits in with a manual tool or whatever. So like, these cars are coming into a place where like any car that you buy now, if you get that worked on or whatever, you got like a motherfucker got to have the software
Yep.
to work with that shit. Let alone, I mean, we're way past the elbow grease. Like I got a wrench and I got like you got to have the
Exactly.
tools for it. And like I said, what you're offering is not only the education, which is again, I want to, again, even harking on to Greenwood Wheat. That whole we're in this age where like that college and that secondary education or whatever, like we can kind of bypass that if we are able to say come into a space where we can meet people that know the knowledge, are willing to share it, and also have the tools necessary to like we can actually work with that moving forward. So I mean that's it's multi-level. I mean multi-layered. Like it's not a simple thing that you just said there. So shout out to that.
There's a lot of layers, and there's also kind of this mentality that we're trying, that vocational education is very important, like you just said. And also that, it's come, over the last 50 years, products that last a long time don't exist. So we help people fix things if they break.
Yeah.
Who knows how to fix a fucking TV, man?
You really need to come to
what
Hack
kind of
Pittsburgh.
TV? I might be able to help you out there.
Listen, man,
The thing about fixing a TV, is it even worth it anymore? Because they making them
Usually,
so cheap now.
Yeah.
Usually no.
They're making them so cheap now.
So I have some experience with this. I
does.
used
You was
to.
repairing
Oh, wait,
TVs?
you repair TVs?
Well, not televisions, but I have repaired many computers. I have repaired
Monitors?
cell phones.
Monitors and cell
phones.
Oh,
So
that's
I
a
have.
good hustle. You
cell phone
just
computers.
crack screens.
It's not as good as you'd think.
Well, if you're working for you, break out fix, maybe not. But if you're like, yo, I'm gonna give. Look, here you got to bring your own material, and then I'm gonna do that for you.
Yeah, if you got a little side hustle, like, look, you bring in, you bring you the cost or whatever, and then a couple, and it's not your main shit. Shit.
The secret is it's when you fix the screen, but you often break something else because the parts
Hell
are so
no.
small, so
hell?
small and so sensitive.
If you go on black market, I can break your shit. You
And
know
I would-
why?
I would
'Cause you
think that
didn't go to any
televisions-
accredited thing. So like,
So you got to sign a contract. Like, listen,
you just gotta know.
I don't know.
If you dropped your phone off to somebody in their car, you might get your shit back and your home button don't
Yeah,
work.
That's about how it works.
like it's wild because all how like condensed and all that is because like my the last laptop that I owned, like the motherboard or whatever, and they were like, listen, man, like it's cheap to get the part. But we got to open the shit up, break it all up, and then like put it on. Like,
Voids your warranty and shit.
Yeah, the cost of repairing it is way more expensive than the cost of the thing. You know what I mean?
It's easy if you know how to do it. It's inexpensive if you know how to do it. But if you're trying to do it for other people, it's you got to make that profit. It's hard.
Yeah.
But
I will say at least half a dozen. We have a Slack. A lot of people have Slack or. Work hard has Riot, which we hate. But no, we have a Slack, and at least half a dozen times a week. Hey, I broke my mechanical keyboard. I'll help you make a new one.
Yeah.
Hey, we need a like a bench built. We have 3 master woodworkers who are there. Like, I'll help. It's a crazy place, and I love Hack Pittsburgh.
People love sharing their skills.
Hey, thinking about a house.
So,
I'm the dude that come in with. I'm coming with the.
Wait,
fuck
slow
all
your
this
roll.
little
Hold on.
shit. I'm coming
Hold
in
on.
with the
Hold up.
heavy hitting shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, fam,
hold
I
on
need
now.
a whole ass deck.
Yo,
Crickets. I don't get no
maybe
likes
not-
on my post.
Maybe not quite that much.
I just became homeless. Was like wondering.
Fam, my engine just blew up.
Actually, that has happened a few times in Hack Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we've had some cars repaired, even though it's not quite in.
Yeah.
We're not really supposed to do that.
Listen, man. No, we all know. We all, like you said, everybody know the. Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, we going to the network, and when you go to the network, you gonna get network results. Sometimes it's gonna be stellar. Sometimes.
Sometimes it's gonna get you by.
It'll get you
Sometimes
by.
the network is patchwork, and you got to understand
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like you're not like the average person doesn't have somebody who's going, for their home fix like something where you have to be in a trade or some apprenticeship
Yep.
or something to get to a certain point. But you got a guy that'll get your car running again.
Mm-hmm.
You got a motherfucker that'll stop a leak.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's why we got a bunch of duct tape at the
shop.
shop.
Fix the plumbing. But he'll stop this leak right fast. He'll buy you a
Yeah.
couple weeks till that pay
Yeah,
get
I ain't
right.
gonna add value to your car,
Yeah.
but I'll make sure that fucking shit runs.
Yeah,
got
it's
called
not
off.
a professional environment. It's a community of people who want to learn. So, you know,
I mean, we are a blend of professionals, but also hobbyists. Like
Yeah.
some of our master carpenters are aerospace engineers.
Mm.
You know, we have a lot of physicists who also do professional cosplay, and they are like jujitsus. But I don't know what Jeremy
Yeah.
does, but he can do flips off the air, and it's ridiculous. But he's
Yeah.
also
Like,
he's a
he's a
physicist.
stuntman.
He really
Sort of.
is.
That's like, did you talk about Jared from Grown Up Human Comic People?
You know, that's me too, right? I was on that podcast.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
But no.
Is it the same?
what-
No,
are you talking
Jeremy.
About,
Jeremy.
I thought
I
that's
was
what I'm
about
saying.
to
I
say,
thought you said.
No, no,
no,
no.
About Jared from because he be doing some shit where he's dangling upside down.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
Jared?
Jared.
Oh,
Have
Jared.
you, if
yes.
you've gone to his house, he has that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
workout.
I used to
fucking
live with
hanging
him,
upside
actually.
down,
Yeah, he used to live at that
He's
house.
my best friend from junior high, and so I.
Oh, Woody High?
We all
Yeah,
know
Woody
each
High.
other.
Oh, is you Woody High? Shout out.
Woodland Hills.
WHH.
Penn Hills.
I say
This
Woody.
motherfucker got people who will regale him in his shit, man. No.
But I did grow up in the Woodland Hills district.
Yeah, she's originally from Braddock.
I'm from North
Hills.
Braddock.
North Braddock? Okay. You know,
Yeah.
9th Street.
Yeah.
I mean, the park out there.
This is
My dad was the fire chief too.
Was it okay? Yo, yeah, Braddock in the building
Yeah.
out here. Yeah,
fine. I don't need to be here.
Benjamin Fairless.
I'm gonna hurt you even more. My mother is on the board of the Braddock Library.
The
Wait.
bottom.
They got a board.
Yes, they have a board.
They're
It's
not-
started from the
nonprofits.
bottom now.
What-
Here,
what
that's
is
a Carnegie.
What is the library board? What decisions are they?
So
making?
they're a nonprofit, just like MetaMesh and Hack Pittsburgh, and legally they have to have a board of directors to handle their expenses.
So they're currently working on restoring the library. It is an incredible, beautiful
It's a gorgeous
library,
building.
and it
Braddock
needs
Library,
the
like-
funding and love that the board has given it.
Libraries are-
Braddock Library, like, so as a kid, it was there. And then as an adult, when I came back or whatever, like, the resources, like, because libraries, I mean, especially like when I was, struggling or whatever, like having internet access back in the day. Yeah, I mean,
Ooh,
10, like,
you're
I
hitting-
mean,
you're hitting
like,
everything we
you know what I
love.
mean? Like having internet access.
We all,
like,
I think, if you talk about our age, we're all like where the internet wasn't a given.
Exactly.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and like the libraries were like a place where you could come in and you can get that, like, and it was like real important shit where it's like, yo,
Yes.
I need to print this out or
Yes.
I need to, whatever.
Yes.
And they were there for that. And
Absolutely.
they have this bevy of knowledge, history or whatever there. So like you can meet people that have, like, those librarians have seen a lot of shit.
Oh, they
know
have.
all the
Yeah.
fucking people. So when you talk to them and you go, hey, I'm trying to do this thing or whatever, I'm trying to print this out. You print out a sheet and they go, what you printing it out for? And then you can learn a whole lot of more opportunities in what you're doing there.
People think that librarians are just like, oh, I know where to find that book. I know the Dewey Decimal System.
no.
The librarians, I mean, most librarians, but especially the librarians at the Braddock Library are diverse people. They have such a background of knowledge in so many different things.
Their
and they
knowledge
will-
transcends the boundaries of the library
If
itself.
you, if you just go
They
there
know
and say,
everything
I want to
about it.
learn,
Yeah, and everything.
if you just say, I want to learn about this, they'll have experiences and people you can connect to. And
People that you could connect to.
they're
That's the
amazing.
thing
Yeah.
that, like, I mean, people don't, they think like, okay, tell me where this book is. You can get opportunity there.
I'm going to
You
go
know
out
what
on a limb and say they're the best library in America.
I would, yes.
They're the best.
He's
I've
been
the
to
best.
3.
Outside of
I have been to a lot of libraries.
Pennsylvania.
I have been to
How many outside of Pennsylvania?
Well, I mean,
I've
the
been,
best
I've been to
librarians.
libraries in New York. I've been to libraries in, I could just say New York.
Okay.
And Pittsburgh.
'Cause that- so
London. I've been to London.
They're the best.
And, but I mean, outside, and then in
There's a
Pittsburgh.
lot of libraries, fam.
There's a lot of libraries. But when you're talking about when you're talking about the elements that make a library, like, you can find all of those there, and like because it's coming from a place that helped to grow Pittsburgh, like that steel mill. that area that like they helped to grow this region.
They are the
You know what I mean?
first Carnegie Library.
The first Carnegie Library.
Yes.
That steel mill has so much history there, and those librarians there, like it's almost like this, like you know what I mean, like that mantle of librarian does not, because it's so vital to the neighborhood. It's not passed down willy nilly. Those librarians there take it seriously, and like as that, and they see it, and you start to see it, like as Braddock is coming back to be a neighborhood that like is starting to come back into, you know, its thing or whatever. They've seen all of that. They know all of this history or whatever, and they have all that connection. Like,
that's
there's
why
a lot
I say
of
they're the
powerful,
best.
All right, man.
powerful entities, man.
I'll concede that is a good library. But y'all motherfuckers going over the top. The
Yeah.
best library in the country?
No, they're not.
There's what do you mean? I don't know any,
I resent that, Rebecca.
I don't know many other libraries.
She's keeping it real.
If you go
I am.
If you go to that
Okay.
library,
Okay.
The real.
if you're looking at standards of libraries,
Is a motherfucker in the parking lot fixing carburetors? 'Cause I know in East Cleveland that's happening at our library.
yeah.
It's
All right,
a dude
maybe not-
out there.
maybe
But
not that,
but she knows
but
the
you can
motherfucker
get
down
a
the
book
street
on
that's
that.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a book on that, and she already loaned that book out to a motherfucker 10 years ago that has a business 3 blocks down that's already fucking
No,
doing
you
that.
get the book at the library, and then you come to Hack Pittsburgh, and you meet with people, and you can fix your own carburetor.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. So now, Hack Pittsburgh, all these people, wealth of knowledge,
Yeah.
experience, and whatnot. What is it that you have to do to become a member?
Okay, so we have no paid employees.
Okay.
We're on the board of directors, but we are complete volunteers. In fact, we pay our dues. Memberships are $50 a month, but $30 discounts. It's $30 a month if you're a veteran, if you're a student, if you have a disability. What are the other ones?
And we also have a special program where if you join with someone else, it was
Couples membership.
yeah, like a couples member. You don't have to be
Yeah.
married or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so if you join with somebody else, your brother, your father, your sister, whoever, you both get $10 off a month.
Retirees as well get $30 a month. And also, we don't like turning people away.
No.
So if you want to join and you're having some trouble, we will work with you.
Yeah.
But
There's never been a person who's been just kicked out because they can't afford it.
no,
never.
we've
happened.
never done that. Also, recently our good news, and one of the reasons why I wanted to come on and talk about it today is because we just got our first direct grant ever. We got
Yeah.
Bop, 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 gunshots. Bop,
Bop.
bop, bop.
Oh, whoa!
bop,
I don't.
bop.
There's no
That's a
gunshots.
positive in our
Yeah.
community.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gunshots as a add-on to news. Is positive. Yeah.
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 Okay.
We just received a $5,000 grant from Macaulay Ministries.
Oh,
Thank
shit.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you to them.
Yes. Thank you, Michelle Cooper, who heads up Macaulay Ministries and took a chance on us.
We have a lot of plans for it.
We do. And let's say you want to.
What? Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Dan.
Go ahead.
No,
You ain't got to apologize to me.
This is
I'm
y'all
apologizing
episode.
to you.
Y'all giving information. We
It's
just talking
truth.
shit.
Oh, dude, I have funny shit to tell you later. I'm getting away with the serious stuff first.
That's
Then we'll have
exactly
some
how
fun.
So you know the podcast.
That's how
Yeah, you know the
Listen to
podcast.
you, huh? Look at you with your research.
But basically, starting in January 2020, if you are from the Hill District, if you're from West Oakland, if you are from Uptown, or if you are like just a random person who wants to join, or if you want to take a class, that money will be used so that you can take one of our classes for free. As long as that, I think it has to fit the bill of being resume building, which could be everything except for, I think, puppet making, But like,
Hey,
somebody
don't.
Listen.
if you want to
negate
join the
puppet
Jim
makers.
Henson Company,
Jim Henson, shout out to the boy.
If it's a thing, it's gonna build someone's doing
Exactly,
it
yeah.
somewhere professionally for money.
that's true. We're trying to measure demand and see what skills companies are looking for. But we know for a fact, for example, that soldering can get a pay bump for a person in an entry-level job. Same with having a certificate. Same with
When you stick the
Adam
metal
can
to
tell
the
you.
metal.
It's when you heat up one thing and it melts to the other thing
Okay.
with the thing.
But it has this
Wow.
weird metal that you got to put it on. Like
Yeah,
you have
aluminum
a,
some shit.
Yes,
or is
don't
that
ever
like-
look up. Sometime, whenever you have a chance, look up stock footage of soldering, because the people that the assholes they have as models are always gripping the metal part, and if that was real, they would be getting third-degree burns.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
pretty bad.
literally every single.
So
picture.
soldering is how you attach components to, like, say, a motherboard or something like that. Or you want to attach two metal pieces to each other. you solder it.
Yeah.
And if it's big enough, then you weld it. But it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Welding,
you have
I
a,
guess that's what I get. I get the difference. Like I don't know. So what's the difference between welding and soldering?
So soldering is used for smaller parts. You can solder pipes together. All right. And it used to be done with like a lead-based. I actually don't know what is in solder.
Like what? Like so solder is those little metal pieces. 'Cause
Solder has a
I
low
did metal
melting
shop.
point. Yeah.
I did metal shop, so I know that it was this metal
that
that
at
like
your
that.
Yeah.
You,
So you
know
want
what
to
I
take
mean?
like let's say you got two pieces of copper.
Woody High was.
We ain't had that.
So Woody High was.
Well, it's
So Woody High
excellent.
was
Excellent. Best school in the country.
So it was court order merger back in '82.
Yeah.
So all these rich like all the rich white folks or whatever had to go to school with the poor black folks, and as a result, like you get this school where like at the like so up until about like 7th grade, I was going to like school with like poor black folks, and then 7th grade, I started getting bused to like this great school.
Where'd you go to school? West?
I went to
East or West?
It was so I went to West.
West up on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I actually like lived. I had to like there was a trail, so I would actually go to in the city steps.
I went to West. Yeah,
and then the city steps down there or whatever. I used to live right off the like little thing with the city steps. But like, you know what I mean, like at 7th grade, I started getting like, you know what I mean, like access to where everybody else, Forest Hills, Church Hills, like the areas or whatever. So like, you know, it was a good education because of that, and it was only because the government stepped in and was like, this education is wildly like, well, and it wasn't even the government. It was people that went to the government and said, yo, we live right next to these motherfuckers. And our education is wildly different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, so, you know, separate but equal isn't working up here in this motherfucker. So like,
no, I think it was an amazing experience.
So
I love it. I love it.
As a result of that, like, and then it really was 7th grade was when I had metal shop for the first time.
Yeah, me too.
And it was soldering.
Same here.
And it was like,
We probably had the same teacher. It was an old fat white guy.
I think
Why I ain't shit? Because I never had we didn't have a metal.
Yeah.
class.
we had one in Penn Hills, and he was also a fat white guy.
Penn Hills. Yeah, that's wild. That's y'all rivals with the Penn Hills.
Yeah,
Folks outside.
I don't really like her very much.
Yeah, that's like Romeo and Juliet type shit going on.
I don't know
right
why
there.
we're on the same board together.
But the soldering was these little metal bits that you put in.
So solder is a metal that has a low melting point, and when you heat it up, it can be used to join two metals that have a higher melting point, right? So you melt it together and you put two copper pipes together, and then when it cools, it's one pipe. Yeah,
you're not melting the other two. So
right.
Like you're not distorting them. You're only taking that whatever. So then what's welding?
That's the difference between soldering and welding. In welding, you only melt the base metal.
So you're just
And
putting
soldering,
the motherfuckers right together.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
it's the opposite. Yeah. But
gotcha.
also there's
And welding would probably be more sustainable, right? Like,
that's why. I mean, there's underwater. We use that on ships. Also, there's usually an inert gas involved, which is why there's like TIG welding, tungsten welding, and things like that.
which we have.
By the way, we have.
Yeah,
you
we
got
have
tungsten welding now, this motherfucker?
Yeah, in
We have
fact,
Megan TIG welders
Buzzy's
at the
roommate
shop.
is going to come teach it. Paul.
Yeah, we have welders. We got 3D printers. Many 3D printers.
That's a big money like
Yeah,
job.
that's a huge deal.
I got a few friends that like they're welders and then there's like an old art to that shit. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that dime. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly
The
what you're
dime
talking
and
about.
like
yeah.
the motherfuckers like there's an art to that. It was wild, and I didn't realize that until like it was actually Twitter. And motherfucker was like, yo, show your welding. It was this thread, and motherfuckers was like showing.
Why was that a thread that you were?
Because it's real.
Show your welding.
Well,
Because it popped up, and the motherfucker was like, "Yo,
Show
this
your
is
welding.
terrible welding," and it looked like some Frankenstein bullshit. And they were like, "Yo,
It was
this is
probably
bullshit."
mine.
And it was like, and it was like, and it was this video, and it was like, "This is some Frankenstein bullshit, and this is what I do." So you know, like as I scroll, I like to, I'm like, yo, what the
You're a
fuck?
diverse
So
person.
then,
You
like,
like
I got into
Yeah.
the thread, and like, yo, if you ever on Twitter, go to the comments, man. That's where you find
Oh,
all the
God,
best
yeah.
shit. And there was this whole thread of motherfuckers like
Yeah.
showing they welding shit, and they're like they diamond it and shit like that,
Yep.
and it looked fan. And I'm like, oh, there's
Yeah.
a lot of pride in that,
Yeah.
and there's also a lot of money in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
yeah,
lot.
well,
And we
any
teach
trade.
classes on that just about every month.
Yes,
have
every
a
month
welding
we have
class.
at least one type of welding class, and we're going to have more. And that's one of the classes that's going to be available for free, because that's actually an expensive class to teach, because it's an all day. It's not something that you can learn in an hour.
bring a lunch.
Well, no, we provide lunch. That's one of the greatest things.
Oh, shit, you provide lunch?
Yeah.
You give motherfucker
You got the
food.
free lunch
Yeah.
program.
Give a motherfucker food. I'll come learn anything if it's
Bring a
gonna
lunch
end
if you
with a
don't like
meal.
our lunch.
Yeah. So no, every
You
time
say free lunch. I don't even know if
I
I'm going to learn
probably
anything all day. I'm going to be there,
I
though.
probably like the lunch if it's
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I always call them. I always call the instructor and I ask the instructor, I'm like, okay, what do you guys want me to order?
Yeah.
No,
But yeah, we have that every month. Sign up. Go to hackpgh.org.
Yep.
We'll learn more about this in a moment.
Looking for training in a new career? Or just need help getting started on a new path? Are you looking for new employees, training for your current employees, or starting your own apprenticeship program? If any of these appeal to you, the Southwest Corner Workforce Development Board can help. With 4 Pennsylvania Career Link centers in Beaver, Greene, and Washington counties, we can help you meet your career goals or to find the right employees for your business. Contact our offices at 724-229-5083 or visit us at www.southwestcornerwdb.com.
I was just going to say, I mean, it's not just these industrial arts that we teach. We are going to be offering, again, we're going to gauge the interest and what things people are interested in. But, we're going to teach everything from the soft arts, which are like sewing and things like that, repairing items, to, again, soldering. We're going to bring in the Red Cross to teach CPR, AED, first aid, because we've learned that in addition to soldering, having a CPR certificate can get you a bump in an entry-level job.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. I'm CPR certified like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
How many pumps on the chest? Is it
Just
chest
one.
compressions?
Just one.
No,
just one.
No, it's actually they say that you don't need
one.
They don't. You don't
1,000,
need.
2 1,000.
Yeah,
3 1,000.
do it to the beat of "Staying Alive," the song. That's what Dr. Sing.
Staying
We
alive.
took
Yeah.
CPR
Staying alive.
and swimming.
Yep. So did we.
We took CPR and swimming in high school, but then the pool stopped working. Like the pool, it wasn't heated anymore. So I got an A in swimming for not swimming.
Oh, you're
Well, that's
talking.
good.
You're talking to a swimmer here.
Yeah.
She doesn't know about heated pools.
Oh God.
Well, this was at school. You got to heat the pool at school.
Yeah.
But I'm interested. So with Hack Pittsburgh, how
Yeah.
how many of your members are like just super novice or entry level?
You're looking at one.
Everything.
I'd say.
I'd say a quarter. A quarter.
It's hard to say because what do you mean novice? Like they don't know anything? No, everybody knows something.
Like me. Like I don't know shit.
Oh, but you do. I bet you do. If
I
you came in,
bet you I don't. I guarantee you I don't.
so people come in and they'll surprise you.
Yeah.
You know, they'll say like, "Oh, I don't know anything
Well,
about
I can
3D
figure
printing.
shit out.
I don't know anything about CNC. I don't know anything about electronics." And all of a sudden, you see somebody struggling on the table saw, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! My dad was a carpenter. Let me help you with this."
Yeah.
No.
So-
that's not my journey.
But
Point
but
is that
everybody knows something, and it works. You would be surprised. You're shaking your head, but you
No,
would be
telling you I
surprised.
don't know shit.
Ed,
I'm telling you, I bought this house. I can't fix a day. I know how to iron good as fuck.
So do I.
I really, yeah.
Well, that's good that you say that
Get me on
because-
the iron and
because-
I will crease some shit. Listen, I don't iron my clothes often.
I iron well daily.
Ed is more of an iron than I do. I've tried to move away from ironing, but listen, I will iron the fuck out of it. I've been
Take the
ironing.
sweater off.
Well, that's good that you say
I've
that
been
because
ironing
we
since,
do
like,
have
second grade.
we do have a soft arts area where people
soft.
I already said that. It's like sewing.
we have a soft arts
We
area.
also for the softer gentlemen.
No. It's called soft arts because it's like fabric, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
for the home
not 'cause you're
enthusiasts.
For the house husband.
No, look, we have a bunch of people who build.
for the home eds.
We have a bunch of people who build costumes and all sorts of stuff like that. They do a bunch of cosplay stuff. It's amazing.
Can't do that
The
either.
stuff that they do.
Yeah, but you can come
cosplay?
learn.
But you can iron.
I
So
am
that's
literally-
Wait. You got a cosplay portion? of
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
They make
Yo, our,
cosplay.
Yeah.
So
This
our,
has no bounds.
our daughters, like, they're big into cosplay. They be making these wild ass, and they go to the Comic Cons. You
Yeah.
get into these Comic Cons,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
these shits are wild as shit. And the talent and whatever, like,
You should
that
show 'em
goes
some
into
photos,
it,
Beck.
absolutely insane. Oh, I'm already sure. Grown up human comic people, like, yeah, I mean, once you got that pedigree, I'm
Once
sure
a
you already know
motherfucker
the
is
whole thing.
dangling from the ceiling in his own
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, like
Intentional.
it's wild, like, but like that realm is it's such a underground, like, society. Like, it's kind of like motherfuckers don't understand it until they see it and they're exposed to it and they're like, holy fuck. Like
Yeah.
the outfits or whatever are so intricate.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it also takes so much, like,
So much talent.
Our kids are able to do that because like they have like there's a little like whole like sewing room and they have the resources available to them for that. So like, we've been able to encourage that type of a thing. You know what I mean? Whatever. But a lot of people, I would imagine want to do some shit, maybe have the skills to do it, but don't have, again, the resources, to do it because you can have the knowledge, but what you like from the beginning of the podcast, and that's the thing I was harking on was like, you have the tools necessary to do that as well. You know what I mean? Like, and I think a large part of, and I would guess even more question wise, but like with work hard, the beauty of work hard with a shared space is that like when you have this shared space, you also have this shared like knowledge and this shared like opportunity. So like a lot of the success that comes into Drinking Partners is because we are in the same building with these like-minded, like forward-thinking individuals. So like, you come here with a purpose of your own. Mm-hmm. And then you're exposed to other people who have their own experiences, but also have something that might be able to compliment what you're doing. Yeah. And because you're both in the same drive of like, all right, we both at the ground and you at the ground, we both at the ground. How can we trade these services? How can we trade this, whatever? Right. And then you're better as a result of that. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So I'd imagine that's what you're getting there is not just the knowledge, not just the instruments or whatever, but it's that also that collaborative like environment where like it keeps you going. Like when you get down and you're like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, or I don't know whatever. You're in this environment of other motherfuckers that are like, no, keep going, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Yeah. I mean, we have our family squabbles the way any cooperative thing.
If you ain't got them, then it ain't real.
You just mentioned Work Hard. We run another nonprofit here out of Work Hard.
We're a nonprofit family here.
So MetaMesh, and we wanted to jump in because you guys were talking about internet.
Yeah.
We provide free public internet for
developing
communities.
Y'all came out the Fresh Fest. Put it the fuck down.
I was so happy to do Fresh Fest.
I was apologized because y'all were exhausted as fuck at the end of that shit. It was not easy.
Yeah, you weren't there, but I was, and I thought I knew.
So what is?
I mean, I knew how to do it, but like things got complicated.
So then,
and eventually we got it done, and that was great. I was happy to do it.
So then, tell us again. Tell us the service that you provided and the difficulties that came in with that. You know what I mean?
Right. So MetaMesh Wireless Communities is a nonprofit founded in about almost 4 years ago. December 2015.
I remember y'all in this, like, we were down here to the podcast. Y'all were over there on the side, just like basically like living in that motherfucker.
I have listened to many of your podcasts.
So have I.
Because our office is just around the corner.
Yeah.
And,
December 2015.
Yeah, although we're not really representing them, we'll put in a word here. We build public Wi-Fi. And not only public Wi-Fi, but that's our main thing. Mm-hmm. We try to light up areas that need internet access. So
huge. I mean, it's such a huge thing.
You were talking about the Braddock Library. I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. We just did a survey last year that showed us that there are so many people who don't have internet access, and even people who do have internet access don't have it fast enough, or good quality enough, or reliable enough. And they go to the libraries. Mm-hmm. Becky, you want to talk about the survey a little bit?
So the census that was taken, there's a census every 10 years. In 2010 said that about 30% of Pittsburghers, I'm, shooting from the hip here, don't have internet. And that might not seem like much.
30%?
Wait.
That's a third of the fucking population.
That's the average.
Don't have internet access?
This is just hard to imagine.
Wait,
that's the average.
It's
1 in every 3 people.
About. But here's what we found is that we actually got a grant from Heinz Foundation.
Yeah, shout out to Heinz. The wealth of
Thank you, Ketchup.
Thank you. But we got a grant to do a survey in some of the poorest or the parts of Pittsburgh, and some of those numbers went up to like 65%.
Yep.
That's 70%. If you take the average, but then once you get to the actual communities, then it's like, oh shit.
Some of them still have dial-up. Some of them are still using AOL, but they pay for. We found a lot. A lot of them are
still selling out CDs.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and a lot of them are going.
They just never canceled.
They never canceled.
So
we would do this. We went door to door. Okay, just knocking on doors, and we found. Mostly were senior citizens who just not canceled.
I was thinking that.
But you know what they did? Because it was still dial-up, they would go to the community center or a library to talk on the email or talk, chat with their kids.
It's a bit disingenuous
So
to say like, oh, a third of Pennsylvanians have internet access. Well, is it any good?
Yeah.
No.
Is it any good?
And
'Cause
we're
a lot of
lucky
people-
because we're in Pittsburgh, which means that we have high-speed internet available. I went to undergrad in Juniata College in Huntington County. Their hospital can't even get internet. They're local. They're in rural Pennsylvania in Huntington County. There was a Post-Gazette article a couple of months ago that was like, J.C. Blair, which is this tiny rural hospital, Verizon won't get them internet. They can't get records. It's awful.
Yeah.
So, that's a side thing. I'm sorry.
It's like when I went to IUP, like I met white people that never met black people. I was like, is that a thing that happens?
Yeah.
That's still a thing? You know what I mean? Like it seems so like retro or whatever. Again,
Yeah.
given the court order with Woody High, honestly, had that not happened in '82, had it not been forced that these communities come together, I probably would have lived and went to school in an area that was like I was in Braddock.
Yeah.
I would have went to Benjamin Fairless. I would have, I would have went to like the high school there, and then I would have I guess East used to be a high school, whatever. I would have went to, and that would have been my whole education, and I would maybe have met 2 or 3 white people.
Exactly. I would have gone to Schaefer, and I would not have gone to Rankin. Right. And I would have gone to West and gone to the high school and never met
you. You guys are describing my life.
Yeah.
I went to Shaw High School. There were 0 white people there. And it's funny listening to that because I never really thought about like the mimas, the matriarchs of the family, the grandmothers who raised the family. Like I never even thought like, they may not even, the kids who are coming up with that, they don't use the internet. Like I know my grandmother, like she don't have any internet. You know what I'm saying? And I say my nephew because he's younger, he's my cousin, but like, had he not been able to go to my aunt's house from time to time, he would have not had the internet at all. Like, now think about that shit.
So, Comcast Comcast, I know, I'm not sure about Verizon. They have these programs it's called Comcast Essentials, which offers,
that sounds familiar.
Okay. Yes. But did you know that you need to have a child on the reduced or free lunch program in order to qualify? Comcast said that they were going to start making it available to veterans, but from our survey results, that has not yet happened, or at least it wasn't when we did the survey. So if you're disabled, if you're an adult, no children, elderly, you're not allowed to have discounted internet because you don't have a child.
And I want to jump on that just because a lot of people who look at welfare and look at like things of that nature, like, when they talk about like social welfare or whatever, they say, oh, well, people just don't have jobs, just any other, and they're just lazy people. The vast majority of people on welfare, the vast majority of people that qualify to these things are elderly, children, and vets.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
And the working poor. The
working
people who
poor.
are working 40 hours
or disabled
a week,
and can't
exactly.
physically work.
And disabled. So it's not like those are that makes up the vast majority of the people that qualify for reserve. The people who are abled and not a veteran and can like work and have and are just like, fuck it, I'm trying to take advantage of this. It's like less than 1% of that. Like when you come to so like these communities that you're serving are the people that they like a lot of people claim to support, but don't because they bought into the welfare mom, politics and things of that nature or whatever. And it's like when you say I don't want like free free internet or free health or whatever because they're like I don't want these like cheap bastards or whatever. You're saying I don't want my grandma.
Exactly.
I don't want the motherfucker that fought for my country. I don't want my kids. You know what I mean? To have these services because that's where the majority of those are.
But the moment their cousin gets cancer or their grandmother gets sick, they're the first ones to donate on GoFundMe. I know that this is sad. I have so many funny things to tell you, but let me just get out of the way because I want to tell you how important this is. We did a few case reports. Like if we would go door to door, this wasn't like a remote study that we did because how could we do an internet study of people who don't have the internet via the internet? We couldn't.
We tried. It didn't work.
Boots to pavement. Okay. We met a woman in the Hill District who had qualified for Comcast Essentials when she had a child and the child died of cancer and they took it away from her. And she was devastated. And like they came and like they sent her collections for the boxes, the box that you get for cable. And this woman was, first of all, she talked to us for or she talked to me on the phone for like an hour and a half. Yeah. She was an amazing woman. And I asked if I could make a case study out of her in our report. We had a few case studies, single case studies, and she was amazing. She just, that's what we help out with. That's why MetaMesh exists, for women like her.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yeah. So I guess if
I'm sorry, that's a very sobering.
No, but it's nuts, and it's happening, and people have connections to these stories, and we act like we don't. Like, these stories are in every family. There's always a grandmother. There's always a vet.
Exactly.
There's always someone who has children that they have trouble, supporting, and you need to, we need these programs to help buttress or support these individuals. Like, I don't see why you would not. Like they said, like the percentage of motherfuckers who are just taking advantage. I think we
minuscule.
see. I think it's
minuscule.
so glaring when you do see someone who's taking advantage, and you may even see a cluster of individuals. But like, come on, man, those individuals represent like different families, different. I mean, so it's like,
and who are they? How do you even take advantage of all these things?
Well, anything,
like, show me.
Even if you take advantage of it,
like anything like that.
Who
you're
doesn't
taking
deserve
advantage
this?
Of, you're limiting. You're putting a ceiling on your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if this person's willing to put a ceiling on their life,
you're gonna open
and this program's going to help, a multitude of others, then keep the program going. If this person want to limit themselves to only be able to do or whatever qualify
that's
for that,
that's the thing I never understood about like the welfare queen type of thing. Like,
it's non-existent.
Like, well, I know, but just like the idea of it's stupid.
Okay, let
me
me step back. It is existent.
Yeah,
again,
sorry.
but it's such a small.
It's a minuscule.
It's such a small minuscule.
Yeah, that's never understood. Like, I'm gonna be so comfortable living in a small house and like,
and again, it exists, and also the life of a welfare queen is so limited. Like, you can have all of your life paid for by welfare and these services or whatever.
You could,
but in order to, like, the life that you have paid for by the government is limited to living in a house.
Right.
Yep.
That's
tiny
a house
usually,
and
row
maybe
house,
a row house.
It's a house. It's
a house
place.
You're not leaving that house often.
You can't if you paint do leave that half the time. You can't do shit with that.
If you leave that house, it's only to go to services that you're trying to corral. Or maybe to another friend's house.
You can't have a man move in with you.
You're not at all. You can't have too many, whatever, and they're checking all the time. So it's a very limited, your life is it's part of the reason why, as drinking partners, we haven't become a nonprofit, because as a nonprofit, you have to prove that you're doing these things. It comes with a litany of things that come under that umbrella of things. Yeah. And there are people that have mastered the nonprofit.
You mean like UPMC?
Yeah, shout out to him.
I am definitely.
We love UPMC.
We're for profit in motherfucker because we like the freedom of that. I would rather have for profit. A nonprofit, that shit is taxing. It's hard.
It can be difficult. Yeah.
It's very difficult to and there are people that have done that, but it's so hard to do it.
It's difficult for the people who are nonprofit with a philanthropic, their driver is philanthropy. It's always difficult because people aren't gonna give you money for good. They're gonna give you money for good if it lends to a narrative that they can put out. You know what I'm saying? It's like UPMC, they just getting money. They're gonna filter a lot of that shit to Pitt. You know what I mean? So now Pitt, Pitt's great now. You know what I'm saying? We're getting all the cutting edge technology, our med school and all that. It's just great because UPMC's right there. But UPMC ain't doing that not to make money. They're not trying to give people the greatest medicine in the world. Hell, I heard their fucking their health plans for their employees aren't that great.
Oh, they're terrible.
You're fucking hospital.
Do you remember their food bank?
You a hospital. How was all this shit for me not free?
I work for the motherfuckers. And I can't afford to be here.
I
can't afford to be here.
Do you remember they had that food bank for their own employees, and it got so chastised that it shut down in a day? Half of all of their service employees, anyone under a medical assistant couldn't afford to go there. They had an internal food bank, and it was just so wide. It made the New York Times. I remember that.
It's nuts, man.
So I got a question.
Shoot.
A lot of people now. Here's the thing. And my philosophy is nobody is going to do anything from the kindness of their heart because they think that it's a good thing. You might get somebody to do that one time, a couple of times.
Heart don't put food on your
A
table.
table.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, you need to make something. You need to make an argument that is beneficial for them, right? Diversity in craft beer is beneficial for the craft beer industry because look at what Fresh Fest did and things of that nature, whatever.
Oh.
And like when you look at the labels, the product is better as a result of people and the all the ideas that are in there, and it comes out of that, right?
Yeah.
So you make it. It's not, hey, you should do this because out of the kindness of your heart. You should do this because it's actually beneficial for you in your industry.
Right.
So with what you are doing, while you have that heart tug string, yes, you should do it because whatever. Why is it that what you do is beneficial for the broader community?
Which one, MetaMesh or Hack?
So you can do both. Let's start with one. Let's start with one, and then one. How do you do one and then go over the other? But why are those beneficial to humanity?
Talk about Hackback.
Well, I was going to give a great exemplification of why MetaMesh is necessary.
Simplification.
Yeah.
She has an X and multi-syllable.
I used to be an academic,
Are we talking about buying combs, motherfuckers, at Christmas?
So, if any of you are members of the horrible Facebook group Southside Secrets,
That is a wonderful Facebook group.
oh my god, it's such
so
trash.
entertaining. It is so entertaining.
It's just people bitching. But no, there was something about why don't Southside, parts of Southside, parts of Brookline, and other parts of the South, but that are part of the city, didn't have access to the internet or couldn't afford it. And a bunch of, I hate to say this, a bunch of boomers were complaining, like, why can't a nonprofit step in and solve this problem? Put a quarter in the OK Boomer jar. We have one. We have one. We have an OK Boomer jar. But that is honestly the mentality of a lot of people. Like, well, it's not my responsibility. I don't know these people that can't afford the internet. It's not the government's problem because I don't want to pay more taxes into it. For a long time, and the reason why baby boomers and the old generation and even some Gen Xers feel this way is because before 1970, when the tax brackets were higher or bigger, those gaps were filled in by churches or other nonprofits. They still have that mentality that that's who should step in and save the day. And it's interesting.
Are literally looking for a savior.
Yes.
What?
But at the same time, we are filling in the gaps that society can't. At least not right now.
But I think to connect the 2 points. So like when he said about creating value, right? This is why you have to do it. And then you guys talked about connection of skills. Like you have some skilled individuals, and there's a value in participation. If only for just a personal benefit, there's a value in that. Like, look, I learned these skills, or I can have access to these things that will make my life easier, less expensive. You know what I mean? I can now fix some things without having to make an insurance claim or pay a bunch out. But then that community is built to where now I'm also connected to motherfuckers who have skills that I don't have. You know what I mean? And I think if we're always going to look for big business to handle this, then it's never going to be advantageous for the larger group. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be for individuals who can afford or who can qualify. Yeah. And and the vast majority of the world can't afford and can't qualify. You know what I'm saying? I think the worst position to be in right now is lower middle class, mid to lower middle class, because you don't qualify for any assistance and you don't have the money to pay full price. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you stuck in the fucking middle. Like, if you can't qualify for any government assistance and you can't really afford to pay for shit, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? So like having groups or communities or co-ops that will provide the skills, provide access to individuals who have these skills, provide, you know what I'm saying, Wi-Fi, shit like that. Like, those are, I think,
and those groups
smaller initiatives are going to have to drive shit into the future because we already know what the big business is going to do. We already know they're going to throw money at ideals or like big, some shit that people
narratives,
see at
but
narratives.
not-
They're gonna throw money in that.
not effectiveness.
They're not gonna invest in infrastructure.
They want to talk about it.
They're gonna throw money at it, but they're not gonna invest in making it happen.
Inclusion and diversity is a hot topic, and a lot of people are making money off of talking about it.
But you don't
are you
see any more
actually hiring
exactly.
motherfuckers?
But
I think
there
I
is
coming into your spot, and I don't see no.
see a bunch of white
here.
males.
But if you think about it,
I feel targeted.
if you think about it,
It's about time. It only took like 35 years.
yeah, I mean, if there's no money in like really the way they view it is there's no money in really investing in diversity, right? But you don't lose money if you invest because people can't now put the narrative out that you don't invest. But there is money in like investing in diversity because investing in diversity just broadens your base. It broadens your consumer base. If everyone feels welcome, then there's no neighborhood, there's nobody that you go to where you're like, I can't. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about who's your demographic,
that's not what
you're
my
like,
class
humans.
does. That's not what my neighbors do. I don't
like,
use that product. It's
my
not
demographic is humans.
Exactly.
When you come to my show, if you like to laugh, this is the show for you. It ain't extremely.
Ooh, that's where
what
we
you
figured out like the power of diversity is the fact that like we were putting on shows that had like it was a very purposeful thing to bring on and say, hey, let's have different voices. So it's going to be hosted by these two black dudes.
Right.
We're clearly there's going to be a white male there at some point, sometimes. You know what I mean, or whatever.
There.
Yeah, I mean,
They always
or
show
whatever.
up.
You have
just
women,
everywhere.
you have the LGBTQI community. I mean, plus whatever. You put these people on, and then you know what happens is that people will come and they're like, you know what? Like, it's the audience reaction is like, I didn't even realize I like this shit.
Yeah,
right. Because you can
And-
find something in everybody that you can
Like,
you know what I'm saying,
if you're only
mesh with.
if
You
you're
can be
only
like,
telling
all right,
that
fuck with
same
that.
story over and over again,
Yeah.
everybody knows the fat white dudes like
Yep.
perception
Right.
on like this like you take or whatever. And it's like, but there's so many other people out there. So it's like when you mix that shit up, now you have a little bit of something for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
that's what like you see the like I'm gonna come here and I know if I'm either gonna one find something for me or two be exposed to something that I didn't know about. I mean, when I go to different cities, I don't want to go to fucking Wendy's.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, like when I go to a different city, I want to go to shit that I want to be
Right.
exposed to something
You
that
hit
I.
your mans, you say, yo, what's the spot?
What's the spot
What's
here?
indicative
Yeah.
of what
What-
I would get here?
That's what we did when we
can't
went to
I get-
Buffalo.
What can't I get at like? Yeah, I mean, what can't I get? Because if you go to fucking different, if you a type of, I hate a motherfucker I travel with, and they be like, and oh yeah, we hungry. Oh, let's go to Mickey. Like, what the fuck?
Nah,
why are we
what's-
going to
what's
McDonald's?
y'all cuisine?
What's your thing? You see what I'm
What's
saying?
your
And that's
spot for
and
the
I feel like
clothes?
business in general. That's the thing is that like no matter where you are, if you could provide something like that, where like when you go to that, it's like, what the fuck is here that I can't get anywhere else? And you force people to expose themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you see the beauty in that like interplay of like culture and knowledge and various things or whatever. And it's just, again, I akin it to the hive mind where everybody has their specialties and it's cool. But like as if you separate it and you keep it in their things, then it's like, it's like different parts of your brain. And it's like, like isolating that as opposed to bringing it all together and being a hive mind. Your Abdullah Oblongata needs to holler at your frontal lobe out this motherfucker.
Is it Abdullah or Medulla?
Medulla. It's medulla.
Abdullah.
But does it really matter?
Abdullah.
Listen,
Doesn't really matter.
two or two,
Talking about Muslim.
Abdullah, this motherfucker with the
Named
turban.
a Muslim.
This motherfucker with the turban on the back of your neck needs.
Motherfucker over here, Abdullah. Abdullah got a store in Allentown.
Yeah.
Fix your iPhones out there, too.
Well, we welcome you to come to Hack Pittsburgh anytime you want as our guests. We would love to show you around. Play with the CNC, 3D printer, laser cutter.
Oh, I'm not touching anything mechanical.
Oh, you don't have to.
I'm
We'll do it all for
terrible
you.
at that.
You
Yeah.
have to
what-
sign a waiver anyway. It's
How
okay.
do you help? So I'm terrible.
So am I. That's why I
at
joined.
those things.
That's
Yeah.
why I joined. I'm terrible at shit.
I did too. My father was
Have
a
you gotten
carpenter.
better?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's gotten great.
I welded a lamp.
So you're not terrible. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to hear that because I am still in the terrible. I'm in the terrible tier.
Well, we can fix that.
We can fix that.
Here's what I need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
One, if there's a plumbing issue, I need to like surface plumbing issues. I need to be able to fix because I don't need to be paying for everybody. To do
Sounds
all
like
that
welding. Yeah.
Plumbing? Wait, you want to learn how to
Plum.
not have I don't know, like what
You got a plunger?
No, if you have like a leaky faucet.
Okay, all right, I can see that.
all right.
Yeah.
Like so, surface.
Surface.
Like, I ain't trying to go into no walls.
All right. Well, we can help you with that.
Exactly.
wall,
Once you get
none
into
of that.
like
Yeah,
breaking
I ain't
shit
fucking
down,
with
yeah,
that.
Yeah, well, a little welding will help you with that.
Okay.
Word.
Okay, we can teach you that.
But as I'm joking, but what do you think? So for the average homeowner, what are the essential skills? What are the essential even just for an adult? What are the essential skills? Like people talk about, oh, you need to know how to change a tire type shit. Like what's that group of skills that you think you should have? Like the essential skills.
I 3D printed a
feel
temple
like 3D
pendant.
Printing.
Wait a minute.
So essential, Ed.
we didn't know
My
millennium.
first 3D print that I learned how to 3D print was the set of the 2 temple pendants from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Okay.
I was thinking back. I'm like, because I was like, what are
era.
essential skills? I'm like, my Legends of the Head. No,
From that era, so I respect that.
yeah, no. I mean, I'm the worst person to ask about that.
Well,
for that reason.
If you say
think about
top,
this.
top 3 skills.
I might be the best to talk about 3D printing because
We need Alex.
Think about every little thing in your home that is like a little finicky, right? So in our home, we got a shower, of course, and we have this a shower holder, right, that slips down over the shower head all the time. What if we could 3D print something that holds it in place? It's these little things. These little things that you can fix. And if you know how to do that, you can make your life noticeably better with just a little bit of plastic.
Or we joked about the soft arts earlier, but fixing a sweater or having a shirt or a pair of jeans and not having to take it or even replace
My
them.
dog fucking look ripped.
Wait, Bo did that?
Yeah, Bo did this.
Sorry.
Bo ripped my pants. And I don't know how to fix it, so I'm going to have to ask Becky to help me figure out how to do that. I got holes in my pants all over the place. Sewing. I don't know how to do that.
3D printing, sewing.
Yeah.
But I think also the metal and woodworking.
Metal and woodworking.
And if I'm going to add a fourth, it's the thing that I teach, which is building a computer. It's
and knowing how to fix it.
Hard.
Can you replace
horrifying to most people? Oh my God, I opened up my computer. I'm going to break it. You're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I have been told.
Come to my class. I will pay for your.
I've broken.
No. I will pay for your registration. Come to my class. I will teach you. It's not life and death. It's you're not going to kill anything if you touch the motherboard.
Going to kill the computer.
I challenge you to kill the computer.
Mm.
You won't do it if you follow my instructions.
You about to create a hustler. I want you to know I'm gonna be out here building motherfucking laptops for people.
I will show you how to construct a computer.
I'm already imaginating some live show type shit where Ed versus the computer, where where you teach him. But before we get out of here, I'm about to wrap this up. Thank you so much. Apologize.
Thank
we
you.
didn't get through all the things that we had to get through because there's so many more. And you guys are a family of the cast. Honestly, if folks don't know, listen, man, they have been family for the cast for quite some time. We've shared quite a few moments, quite a few beers. Before we get out of here, what are your favorite forms of potato?
God damn it! I didn't know that's what was coming.
Potato.
Fucking Buzzy was over here.
You're asking the wrong person because I don't like potatoes that much.
I love potatoes.
Whoa!
I could tell you one.
What do you mean you don't like potatoes that much?
She don't like potatoes.
What's going on?
Potatoes? Are you allergic to potatoes?
You don't let his aggressiveness.
Are you allergic to potatoes?
Intimidate.
Are you
what's going on, girl?
You don't fuck with potatoes.
I don't meet too many humans on the planet because even if they ain't potatoes, they're yuccas or some shit like that. They got gourds.
Diet.
You ain't a gourd type.
All right.
If you're doing the keto diet, you don't eat potatoes. Tell them
step off her. All right, hold on.
Tell them back up.
She's got reasons.
Tell us about the potatoes.
I like melting potatoes.
What's a melting potato?
Not sure what that is.
They're
Ooh.
really.
He's like,
it's
wait,
like
I live with you and I don't know what that is.
He was like, hey, wait. She's got a good one coming.
you cut them in half.
You lost me.
You bake them and you roast them in some sort of fat, like
Bake
either
them and then roast
them. Yeah, they're
In some
twice
kind of
baked.
fat.
Oh, twice baked
I was going to
potatoes.
say that. I was
It's
going to say
similar,
that.
yeah.
Double baked potatoes.
Double. So wait, so you take a potato.
Yep.
Yeah,
You bake that shit.
yeah, and then you roast it under
Cut
a
it
broiler.
open.
I know.
Put some
With some sort of like butter,
Put
fat,
some
or
of the fat
cheese.
on it.
Even duck fat is
Oh,
good.
so you stuff
Although
it.
that's stuffy.
Yeah.
And then you put it back in that bitch.
Yes.
And then you grow it, and then ooh,
That's
Wait.
an interesting potato.
It's so good.
That's an interesting potato.
But-
it is
Today
so
you
good.
told me you didn't like potato. That's why I was flipping out because I knew you like potatoes. What I knew was that you didn't appreciate them enough.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm hungry
But
right now,
wait,
actually.
before I go, I have to apologize to you guys because remember I promised you to bring that beer jam from Italy.
I heard about there was
Okay.
like a spreadable beer.
It's
Why
spreadable
would you
beer.
bring it up?
Wait. I have
They
just
ain't know about it,
because
but it's cool.
I have to tell you real quick. So Italy wouldn't export it to the United States. We're the only
It's
fucking
too
country
dangerous.
next to like Kuala Lumpur and
It's
two other
not FDA
countries.
approved?
Exactly.
We got
But-
bootleg beer
I
jam.
have-
look, we got call 45, man.
Wait.
We got to get a couple tweets out about that.
But no.
What's up with this?
So I have residential status in the Czech Republic. I have a bunch of
residential.
Oh,
status.
I lived there for a long time. So I got my neighbors and my friends in the Czech Republic. I'm like, I'm going to send it to you. They wouldn't export it. It has to wait for 6 weeks.
Ooh, shit.
We'll have
you
it by-
really got some black label type
Yeah.
shit.
So
Yeah,
it's
baby.
coming in end of December. So
And
it's
it's beer jam,
beer. It's spreadable beer.
and
And it'll get fuck up?
yeah, I guess that would be. I guess that
Would
could
it,
be
does
difficult.
it
to
have
do.
alcohol content?
It does have a small alcohol.
Oh,
Most
yeah,
of it, I think, is
Pennsylvania
You
alcohol.
gotta eat a lot of bread.
Pennsylvania don't want you to bring.
But I'm
that
sorry,
shit
I
in.
wanted to bring
like
that
rum
up.
cake.
Maybe we could put it on potatoes.
So I could hit the toast with the butter, and
Yeah.
then throw the jam. Toast
Spreadable
with
beer.
butter, and then a spread on top of that butter. That
Yeah.
is, I mean, people. That's so underappreciated. You hit the toast, you melt the butter on it, then hit the spread on the melted butter,
No, about drinking partners.
bruh.
Keep listening to us.
Hit the spread on the melted butter. That is, man. You get a Mima who could put that shit together.
Shit. You see what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah, but
diversity matters.
breakfast with
you
no
bring
meat?
motherfuckers with the
that's
toast
right.
and the checks, and you get the motherfuckers that got the
Yeah.
We
meatballs,
got
and
all
then you
sorts
bring
of
that shit together.
crazy
now
recipes.
Yo,
now
if the Mimas could fuck around with alcohol a little more.
get the meatballs with the check,
man,
alcoholic.
If
Bud
the
Light.
Mimas could just
Damn
have
right.
a kitchen, be like, make something out of this liquor, your shit would be lit as fuck.
Vibornia.
Yeah. All right, so we got to let the people know where they can find y'all because
we're
Buzzy already got dressed.
Yeah, I'm
Buzzy has to
sorry,
go.
Buzzy.
Buzzy's diversified his revenue, so he ain't fucking.
So
with us.
just so you know, Hack Pittsburgh is at 1936 Fifth Avenue in Uptown Pittsburgh.
And you can go to Hack Pittsburgh at hackpgh.org, and you can visit MetaMesh at metamesh.org, metamesh.org.
Yep.
You want to put your individual handles out if people want to reach out to you?
No, we're not.
All
we're,
right.
we're too old for that.
All right. I just asked, just give you an opportunity.
I'm Becky
People be-
Zadel. You can find me on the Facebooks.
People ask me like, "You got an Instagram?" I'm like, "What?" I'm getting too old for this stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta be teaching people trade if you just gonna
Yeah, I
eliminate
know.
social media. You
can get us on
You
Twitter
gotta
and-
have a vocation.
You got to have a post-apocalyptic career plan. for
I
that.
don't
Yo,
fuck
you
with
can get
the
us on,
internet, but I could build your computer.
Pretty much.
crazy.
You can get us on Twitter at MetaMesh and at HackPGH.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys.
Hey, man.
Love your show.
Thank you for having us on. Thank you for being family for as many years. Thank you for supporting all that we do.
Yeah.
Allentown and whatnot. Listen, I done hopped onto that Black Forge fucking free internet up there.
you've been there?
All right. Oh, listen, I know.
We do their
I know.
internet.
Yeah, I know. Oh, listen, I know. You know what I mean? So appreciate y'all coming on. And we are the Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, you can find us on EpicCastNetwork.com, EpicCastNetwork.com. Shout out to Buzzy Torque out here.
Yay,
always,
Buzzy.
man. 5 years running deep out here. You know what I mean? You can find us on EpicCastNetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify. under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. And then you can find us next year. Likely going to be as the third Saturday of the month at arcadecomedytheater.com. Last Saturday of the month, comtratheater.ticketleap.com.
Yo, we want to thank our guests for coming through. Enjoyed the conversation. It was dope. I actually need to get me a membership because I got a lot of shit to learn.
Come on over.
Listeners, if you don't know how to do shit, they saying come through shit. So we want to thank y'all for coming through, man. We appreciate everything y'all do for the community. And that's how it is. It's gotta be everything's gotta be grassroots at this point because you can't trust big business. You gotta be grassroots. You know what I'm saying? So as always, just like we're grassroots, we came up from the mud. We you know what I'm saying, we make sure we talk about the things that we enjoy. From the bottom, now we here, you feel me? So as always, Drinking Partners is the crew, Epicast is the family. Buzzy has work to do, so we are.
Wait, I found this picture.
It's like every minute you talk is 20 minutes to be edited.
Buzzy, I found a picture of a guy on the internet. Even Brian agrees. Do you guys know Brian?
Yes,
Doesn't
we know
this
Brian.
guy look like the combination of Brian and Buzzy? Right? I chose Brian and even he.
That's a combination of Brian and Buzzy. That definitely is.
Isn't it amazing?
That is definitely Buzzy had a baby.